My name is James Fox. I'm a senior here on the wrestling team. I'm also a captain of the team now for the second year in a row, and I'm the 197-pound weight class. One, it's just leading by example. That's the first thing you have to do as a leader. That's, trying to be the hardest worker in the room. If I'm picking up maybe positions where guys need to improve and just giving them little pointers if I can. And then the other half of that is, besides leading by example in the wrestling room, it's helping guys manage their lives outside of wrestling. It's a big thing Coach Weiss stresses is, we're not just here to become great wrestlers, we're here to become great men, and that means excelling in other facets of life, that's socially, academically, and everything outside of the wrestling room, which actually ends up being a bit of the harder task, is helping guys manage their lives outside of wrestling and, like helping the freshmen learn how to adjust to the college lifestyle of academics and athletics. And so helping them and being a mentor in any way I can outside of the wrestling room also is a big part of how I try to lead the team and make sure that if guys are doing well outside of school, they're more likely to be having good practices and getting their sleep in so that they're performing well inside the room. While it is an individual sport, we rely on each other so much inside of the wrestling room. One, because we're physically battling each other every day in practice, so you need your partner to get better. And two, just because the energy that you need in a wrestling practice comes from the other guys who are surrounding you or who are drilling next to you and working really hard. And if you don't have that, it's hard to get through a good wrestling practice. I feel like I'm in a unique sport where I tell people I'm a wrestler or that I wrestle, and about 80 to 90% of the people have never seen a wrestling match before, or just don't really have an idea of what wrestling is like, how it's scored, or what happens at all. So I get to talk about my sport a lot, which is actually kind of cool. The first thing that comes to people's mind is that, oh yeah, you're the guys who have to like cut and starve yourselves and not eat anything to make weight and wear like garbage bags and sweat all the time. And I'm like, there isn't that aspect to wrestling. We don't starve ourselves. I always try to explain there's a correct way to cut weight, and the idea is that now you're smarter. You get to college, we have a nutritionist. Part of managing your lives outside the wrestling is managing your diet in the correct ways, that you have energy and that you're not starving yourself, and you're able to get through practice and still get down to your weight class and be energized for practice. So at the end of every week of preseason, we run a portion of the stadium, and then our last week of preseason, we end the last day running a full stadium. And that's something that the Harvard wrestling program has been doing for years now. I've met some alums from way back in the day, and we can actually bond over the full stadium at the end of preseason. And I remember I just ran my last one 3 weeks ago or so, and it was really nostalgic, and all the seniors kind of sat at the top and just looked out, and I was like, wow, that is the last one we will run. It's kind of crazy, but I know that's something that bonds Harvard wrestlers together, and it's definitely something 30 years from now, I'll come back to Harvard and look at that stadium and be like, gosh, I'm really happy I don't have to run that thing anymore, but I bet you I'm going to kind of miss it a little bit.
1, 2, 3!